Hello, Lakers Nation. Trevor Lane here, senior writer for LakersNation.com, your home for everything Lakers. This is the Lakers Nation news feed, and today we're going to be talking about the Lakers' quest for a new big man to try to finish out the season and hopefully make a playoff push. Got some rumors to dig into. Before we do that, though, quick shout out to our sponsor, Vivid Seats. Guys, Vivid Seats is the official ticket reseller of LakersNation.com, and all you have to do is download the Vivid Seats app to your phone, open it up, use the promo code LakersNation in all caps, get 10% off tickets to your next Lakers game. Great way to go see the purple and gold. Open up that Vivid Seats app on your phone, punch in that promo code LakersNation in all caps, and get 10% off. Great deal. Okay, so Brad Turner of the Los Angeles Times, who was just quickly killing it with the Lakers beat. He was all over the Anthony Davis trade rumors, and now he comes back here with another report, and in this one he says the Lakers wouldn't mind adding another big man. Okay, the Lakers are in the market looking for a big man. Right now we know the buyout market is out there. Players have been bought out, teams have signed them or attempting to sign them, and the Lakers are rumored to be one of those teams that is aggressively pursuing some guys who were bought out, or at least they tried to. We know that they didn't land Markieff Morris. They also didn't land Enes Kanter. Those were guys that they were after. But one guy that they've been keeping an eye on, according to Eric Pincus of Bleacher Report, is DeAndre Jordan. Brad Turner says DeAndre Jordan's not going anywhere. He's going to stick in New York. So unfortunately, sounds like he won't be available. But the Lakers, with an open roster spot, when they decided to ship Ivica Zubac to the LA Clippers in exchange for Mike Muscala, and yes, we'll talk a bit more about that in just a moment. When they decided to do that, they also sent along Michael Beasley. So by trading 2 for 1, they opened up a roster spot. So now they're looking to fill that spot. And again, according to Turner, they want to add a big man. So why does this make sense? Well, it actually does. It makes a ton of sense for them to be looking for a big man right now. I know a lot of us right now are saying, hey, they need a point guard. Lonzo Ball's still hurt. Rajon Rondo is struggling mightily. But there was so much evidence in this recent loss to the Memphis Grizzlies that suggested that the Lakers really, really do need to find some help in the middle. Here's what happened. So the Memphis Grizzlies, they have a two-headed monster rotation at the center position, and I use the term monster very lightly. Jonas Valanciunas and Joakim Noah. Valanciunas was traded from the Toronto Raptors in the Marc Gasol deal. He's actually been playing really, really well for the Grizzlies, but was just okay for the Raptors. Was a decent center, certainly serviceable, but not great. Okay, Joakim Noah, a lot of people thought he was going to be out of the league. Most people thought he wasn't even going to be able to make it back into the NBA after a disastrous stint with the Knicks. People thought he was just done. Okay, so those two guys against the Lakers combined in total, they put up 34 points and 25 rebounds. 34 and 25. Jonas Valanciunas and Joakim Noah. It's 2019 and Joakim Noah was eating up the Lakers. That's scary. That should be really, really, really scary for Lakers fans because that should not be happening. Okay, JaVale McGee has been not himself. He hasn't been the same guy that we saw at the beginning of the season. Ever since he got sick, he just hasn't been performing at the same level. He can still do some of the things that he did before as far as, finishing with some dunks and things like that. But he just hasn't been the defender that we saw before. Okay, Tyson Chandler suddenly looks old. And that's not... I don't mean to speak ill of Tyson Chandler here. Because let's face it, Tyson Chandler, when he first came over from the Phoenix Suns, guy's 36 years old, he looked good. He really helped the Lakers. He helped them win games. But it just looks like he's out of gas. I was really hoping that what was going to happen was the All-Star break was going to come along. He was going to get a week off. He was going to rest. He was going to recuperate. And then he was going to be okay for the rest of the season. Doesn't look like that's happened. In fact, just to give you guys an idea of just how poor Tyson Chandler has been playing lately, last 2 games, which, hey, I admit it, tiny sample size, but these 2 glaring, brutal, inexcusable losses to the New Orleans Pelicans and Memphis Grizzlies, 2 of the worst teams in the NBA. Tyson Chandler has a net rating of minus 25. Minus 25, a defensive rating of 115.6, offensive rating of 90.7. Yikes. That's really bad. He's been struggling to defend anybody. He's been struggling to rebound the basketball. He's been struggling to catch the ball in the paint when people are feeding passes to him. He's not explosive at the rim, not finishing anything. It's not looking good. So it makes a ton of sense that the Lakers would be out there looking for another big man in order to finish out the season with and hopefully make a playoff push. But like I said earlier, they didn't get Enes Kanter. They didn't get Markieff Morris, who went to the Thunder, and those seem to be their top two targets. We've, of course, heard them linked to Carmelo Anthony, but the Lakers' big problem right now has been the defense. Their defense has slipped, and as a result, that's impacted their offense because they're a team that likes to get out and run. They like to push the pace, and it's much easier to do that when you're getting stops. And if you're not getting stops, that means your offense is going against the other team's half-court defense. That's a lot more difficult. So the defense has really been the crux of the Lakers' problems recently. In fact, last I looked, they'd slid to 27th over the last few weeks in the NBA in defensive rating after being in the top 10 for most of the season. Lonzo Ball being absent obviously has a lot to do with that, but it's not everything. Some of it is what's going on here with Tyson Chandler and JaVale McGee. So all of that being said, Carmelo Anthony isn't going to help the defense. So it would make more sense for them to try to find a defensive center. That's why the DeAndre Jordan rumors would have been a great fit. Not that he's the defender that he once was, but he would have been a great fit for the team. But really any center, anybody that they can find to help lock down the position is very much needed, especially if they can get somebody who can even protect the paint a little bit. Now, let's get into what I'm sure a lot of you are shaking your head about at this moment. It is certainly painfully ironic that the Lakers would be right now scouring the free agent market for big men when they just traded away Ivica Zubac, who was arguably their best center. After with JaVale McGee's slide and Tyson Chandler suddenly looking 36, Ivica Zubac no longer being on the roster makes even less sense than it did at the trade deadline when the trade went down. So again, the trade was Ivica Zubac and Michael Beasley to the Clippers for Mike Muscala, thought being that they were trying to get some shooting. But again, value-wise and impact-wise, Ivica Zubac is a much more valuable player than Mike Muscala. And so making this trade made very, very little sense for the Lakers. And now that we see them struggling so much at the 5 position, it looks even worse. And let's just, let's be honest. Let's call it what it is. It looks like a terrible deal. Okay, it's hard to really wrap your head around the reasoning. It doesn't seem like there's a true reason for why this move happened, but it's clear that right now it is negatively impacting the team. That's just reality. That's what we're seeing. The Lakers need another big man. They're out there on the market looking for a big right now because they no longer have Ivica Zubac because they shipped him out in a deal that they probably shouldn't have done, especially shipping him out to the Clippers, which is one of the teams they're chasing now for that last playoff spot. So yes, all of this news from Brad Turner of the Los Angeles Times does make the Ivica Zubac trade that much more of a head scratcher and that much more frustrating. Now, the one thing I can say is maybe, and I have heard nothing to this effect, I'm just trying to rationalize it in some way, maybe the Lakers had heard that Enes Kanter was coming, that Markieff Morris was coming, that someone like that, or DeAndre Jordan was going to get bought out and he was going to sign on. Maybe they had heard something like that, and so they thought they had someone ready to roll that it turns out they weren't. Something happened. They changed their mind, whatever. The Knicks changed their mind, decided not to buy out DeAndre Jordan. Maybe something like that went down. Maybe the Lakers thought they had a great buyout candidate that was going to jump over, and then something messed that up, and now they're kind of scrambling. That's about the only thing I can think of that would make sense. But again, that is not me reporting that. That is a total guess on my part as far as what could be going on there. Bottom line, though, Lakers are indeed looking for another big man. Who knows? Maybe they even just turned to Jonathan Williams. Remember him? Jonathan Williams didn't look too bad for a few games before Tyson Chandler came back. A little bit of a versatile big man as far as his defensive ability. Very, very limited offensively. He's been playing with South Bay Lakers in the G League. Maybe he's an option. Maybe you go for him, bring him back up. Maybe that's better than trying to dust off Marcin Gortat, who's available on the buyout market. Or like Greg Monroe, somebody like that, who's also out there. And again, neither one of those guys really make a whole lot of sense, especially when the Lakers need help on the defensive end. So what's going to happen from here? Well, it's something to keep an eye on for sure. The Lakers have an open roster spot. They want to do something with it. They badly need to do something with it. We can see that this team's bench is looking awfully thin. I would imagine they're going to use it in some way and fill that roster spot. Will it be for like a Carmelo Anthony? Do they just finally give in and bring in Carmelo? Or are they able to somehow find that big man that they need so badly? We'll see. I don't know if that player's out there. Again, Gortat, Greg Monroe, Jonathan Williams, none of these guys are really going to move the needle all that much. I suppose Zach Randolph is out there too. But at this point, they may just need a body to kind of throw in there. All right, something to keep an eye on, guys. Make sure you keep it tuned to LakersNation.com for more on this story and everything else going on in the world of the Los Angeles Lakers. Don't forget to check out Vivid Seats and use that promo code LakersNation for 10% off tickets. And guys, hey, go follow me on Twitter at Trevor_Lane. Appreciate the follow. And on Instagram, my Instagram account could use a little help at Trevor Lane NBA. Go look me up there. All right, guys, till next time, this has been the Lakers Nation Newsfeed. Thanks so much for joining me. See ya.